Gabos. The name of the game is Gabos. Game ain't based on sympathy. If you got sympathy in this spot, you ain't gonna never make it.
Welcome back to Gabbo Sports. As you can see, we're running with a very light crew this week. And really what's been happening, I'm sure the last real beep standing on my right here, Mr. BOODY will concur, is we just have a very massive shortage of committed, dedicated, driven colleagues to work with on this project.
Do you know what
people here?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. Sorry to cut you off. This matches their ball knowledge and their taste in footballers. You know, they talk about Pogba, a guy that turns up once every 10 games. Oh, amazing! And then we're like Caicedo and Rice. Every single game, we're carrying them on our back. We're putting in a shift that way and this way. This is what we mean by box to box. We're all over the gaff. They just they just think they can turn up and be on it once every 10 weeks and get all the plaudits. This is not how it works.
I think Baz's last man of the match performance was in February. We're obviously now in November. I think Issa's had probably 5 appearances since that time himself. And look, we've got to call it out now because there are a few guys that never miss an appearance, regardless of whether their team wins, draws, loses, whatever the weather, we're here. And then there's guys who come on, say Man United are in a title charge when they win 2 games in a row and then disappear when the ship hits the rocks. I'm talking to, obviously, the Manchester United contingent of our Gabos network. Embarrassing. They think the fans don't know what they're on. Last week, Issa gave us a 20-minute monologue about how they're in the title race. And today, he's packing his bags to leave the country.
And Hussey as well. Hussey as well. Bro, did you realize when they went 1-0 up, I'm going to do the TikTok, it might be a bit delayed. As soon as he thought the double's in the bag, as soon as the shit shit hit the fan, he's like, I don't know what to talk about. I was like, bro, what do you mean you don't know what to talk about? You bowled a 1-0 lead and you thought you were gonna crack on into this title race. Stinks, man.
Bro, it stinks. And look, I mean, I think we should start there, man, because I mean, it was definitely a fumble. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Obviously, the Man United fans tend to do this thing where they individualize the performance. You know, it was the whole thing's getting pinned on Diogo Dalot or whatever his name is, right?
Yeah.
But the way they came out of the blocks in the second half, Gibbs, White, and then Savona in a 2-minute spell, classic Man United crumble. Luckily, my man, you know what the funniest thing is, by the way, Boots?
Yeah.
Bro, like, the content that was coming out of Carrington in the week after that third win, bro, you would have thought this guy cured cancer, bro. Kids are lining up to take photos with him, driving the whip. People are giving him high fives while he's walking down the street. These guys are really in the trenches. They're down bad, bro. When 3 wins, and you're thinking about who you're going to nudge out of the way. Is it going to be Bobby Charlton? Is it going to be Law? Is it going to be Best? Where are we going to squeeze Amorim into that statue, bro? Pathetic. These lot are pathetic. And they're not here to defend themselves. Last week, we just had to let him roll with it.
Dig his own grave.
I didn't say anything because I knew, bro, it is going to be an incredible... You know what the crazy thing about BOODY is? About Issa is? The crazy thing is, bro, his predictions aren't even super far flung. They're not a million miles. He doesn't buy himself enough time, bro, before getting cooked. You want to say something outlandish. So you want to say, bro, by the time the season ends, Sesko's gonna have more goals than Gyökeres. Something that's gonna take us some memory to recall. But he goes, we're on a title charge, and how many points behind us are they right now?
I think they're 8 points behind us.
Yeah. Did you watch the game? What did you make of it?
I watched the highlights, like extended highlights, because obviously it was at the same time as Arsenal, and I'm not gonna watch Man United over Arsenal. But from what I saw and what I heard is that Man United, they didn't play the best of games. They got, some people were saying they got lucky with the corner because there was never a corner. But then, as we all know, ball never lies, and the guy that gave away the corner, Savona, went and scored the goal that put them in the lead. But yeah, like, you know what? I'll give them props for one thing. Amad Diallo, that was one hell of a goal, man. That was a 30 goal.
Is an excellent goal.
But yeah, that's about it really from my side.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I think obviously it was always going to be a tough game. I think in the first half they made it look like it was going to be much easier than it had any right to be, considering it was. I think it was Dyche's. It was definitely Dyche's first home game in the league.
Yeah. I told him, by the way, I said to him, I might have got it wrong in saying that they were going to lose the game, but I knew that they weren't going to win the game because
they weren't going to win.
Dyche's first home game at Nottingham Forest. That's not an easy game, innit? And I also told him, all you need to do with Man United, and it's still not changed, is give them the ball. If you give them the ball, you got a chance.
Well, I mean, on that, I think they had 60% possession, 500 passes, 91 pass accuracy. They dominated the ball. And I think, if you were just somebody like our soon-to-be former colleague Baz, who was a stat man, you would look at those stats and you would assume that, Man United had a convincing and a dominant performance. They deserved to win the game. But I mean, if you watched it with your own two eyes, which stat men like Baz typically tend not to do, then you would have definitely seen that. I think it was a lot more of a 50-50 game than the stats showed. United in the mud. They're back in the mud, rolling in it again. I think who have they got next? They've got another tough game.
Tottenham away. And Tottenham away spanked them last season, no? Or am I hallucinating? Tottenham beat them four times, bro, last season.
Yeah.
They beat them in the League Cup, I think it was, or the FA Cup. No, the League Cup. They beat them home and away, and they beat them in the final, obviously.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. Look, this is a nice segue, I think, into the next game I wanted to cover. This isn't the same Spurs side, for better or for worse, as it was last season. I think they've got a lot of problems. They're definitely a lot more defensively stable. I think that's indisputable. But I mean, I know we both watched that game. I know it was probably, for my money, the worst game I've watched this season.
Yeah.
Tell me about what your thoughts were on a really, really, I think both teams and the fans and the broadcaster and the known galaxy lost watching that game.
I mean, I think, bro, Chelsea, they didn't need to be special to win that game. But one thing I'll say is Caicedo, one hell of a performance. He didn't need to be at his best, but he was, and he was. It was too much. He was too much for them to handle in midfield. In regards to Tottenham, apparently I saw a stat. This is the lowest XG that they created in 500 games. Yeah. I mean, they were genuinely abysmal. Their fans were booing at the end, and rightfully so. But, bruv, I said this to you on the day when we were watching the game. The problem with Spurs, first of all, they always lose to Chelsea. I think this is like their 13th defeat in 14 games to them. Yeah, this is nothing new. It's part of when they play Chelsea, they always shit the bed. Secondly, bro, what do they expect? This is a team, if they finish any lower than they did last season, they would have been relegated. Yeah. They overrate, bro. They do this every year. I see some of their fans, you know how they had a somewhat decent start to the season. They obviously had a good little preseason game in the Super Cup. Well, not preseason game, but a Super Cup game against PSG, and they looked like they were about to win it and whatever. Then they enter their players in conversations that they shouldn't be in, like Romero and Van de Ven are on par with Saliba and Gabriel. And then this is the reason why they get so emotional when they lose these games. they're not levels like that. The whole squad is not levels. And Thomas Frank shouldn't be getting. Okay, I'm not saying he didn't do anything wrong, but bro, he's already outdone their clean sheets from last season already. So they need to chill out and remember who they support, bro.
For me, okay, so obviously Kulusevski, Madison, both long-term injuries, both out. I think that's like a very significant portion of their creativity, right? I think in terms of the biggest issue for them is that I think they've spent the Kane money terribly, man. I mean, when you look at it, what they don't have is like a fit centre forward. Richarlison joined for 60M in 2022. I think he's played half the available games that he could have played. I think he's played 166 games for Spurs, and he scored 23 goals, which is pathetic, bro. For a 60 million pound man, he gets away with murder, that guy, bro. He is dog, bro. That guy is absolutely dog. Then they spent 55 million on Solanke.
65.
65. I think he's played half the games possible, 48 games out of 76. He scored 16 goals, and both of them are 28 years old. Then they bring in Kolo Muani, and he's had like a bruised knee or something since he joined. I think he hasn't scored a goal in 6 since he joined. They've got a huge problem there. And then you've got, who's on the bench? They've got Scarlett, who's got like 4 goals in 22. They've got Matthias Tell, Odobert, and then this Johnson guy, bro, who most Spurs fans I know despise him.
Yeah.
I know he bagged in the final, but I think he's like a 1 in 4 winger. And bro, he reminds me of like a B-Tech Theo Walcott, bro.
Yeah, he's awful, man. He's just
he's got some physical attributes, but he's got no brain.
No, 100%.
So I don't know, man. I think they're what?
They're like third now or something. They're still in the top 4. Yeah.
No, they're fifth. No, after Man City played, and they're fifth. They're 2 points off second. Or maybe that's changed, but they are obviously still unbeaten. The champs. They're also 2 points above 11th. For what it's worth, but yeah, bro, they've got a tough little run, bro. And did you see that stat, bro? I think you might even send it to me. That I think Arsenal are just. I think Arsenal just have 6 more L's in the Emirates as they do in wherever they call their stadium. Multi-entertainment, multi-use purpose. Anthony Joshua, Beyonce, Formula One, NFL arena that they play in. Yeah, it's got apparently the largest bar in Europe, which is obviously a fantastic statistic that you want as a footballing fan of a club. And that's probably the most time we've spent on Spurs, bro. I think they've got obviously Arsenal coming up in a couple of weeks after the international break. They've got PSG coming up. They've got a bunch of tough games coming up. I think this next little run could be, because they're a very entitled bunch of fans, and they're already starting to go after Frank. Even the players, bro. I don't think there's a person less entitled to have a go at the coach or ignore the coach than Jed Spence. Van de Ven, I kind of gets bagged a brace last weekend and blah, 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 and they love him. But despite how overrated he is, Jed Spence might have, I think, the biggest difference between ego and talent in the league at the moment.
Yeah.
We'll call that the Gabos differential. We've coined a new term. The Gabos differential, the biggest difference between ego and talent, it might be him, bruv.
100%, bruv. 100%. He had a stinker as well. I don't know what he was doing for that goal. He tried to do like some Cruyff turn in the middle of the pitch.
Speaking of the goal, I think this brings us nicely on to an early contender for flop of the season. I think he's going up with his bum-ass Liga fellow signee, bruv, in Florian Wirtz. And that is, of course, La Masia graduate, PSG superstar, Xavi Simons. But I'm guilty, by the way. I thought this guy was going to be an absolute hooper.
Hands up, those who, bro. I think I watched like, obviously I watched the second half more than the first, but then I watched all his touches when he came on Twitter, someone made like a little montage.
Yeah.
Bro, it's so bad. It's genuinely so bad. He doesn't release the ball. He thinks he can take everyone on. It's ridiculous. You'd think he's a number 10. He plays like he's flipping some winger, bro. I don't like some dead winger. But he looks weak as well, fragile. Just everything about him doesn't look right in this league so far.
Yeah, I think it's got Timo Werner whiff about it. You know?
Leipzig tax. Leipzig are scary to buy from, man.
Leipzig, and up until Ekatike, bro, I would have said Frankfurt as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But Ekatike, you know, kind of offsets that a little bit. I mean, obviously they paid the iron price, but yeah, man. Before we jump over to Anfield, let's take a quick look at another boring, mechanical, methodical, drama-free, beautiful, glorious, slow march to the title against Burnley at Turf Moor. What did you make of that game? You
say it was boring. I think the first half, I think maybe the first 8 to 9 minutes, Burnley came out like they had us on their cosh to some extent. They played out, they came out, they were like hungry for it. We weathered a bit of a little storm, I guess. And then I thought we played well for the rest of the half. Like we had a few chances to put away like quite a few goals. And obviously the Gyökeres goal set piece, another set piece. I won't get tired of those. They can go on for another whatever amount of games. And then the Gyökeres pass, who were debating, was it like intentional or not? But to be fair, I give him a lot of criticism. I think that was one of his like better games for us this season. I think he was very good. It's a shame he had to come off. I literally just seen that Arteta in the press conference for the Champions League has said that he's definitely not available against Prague. He hasn't trained today, and we need to do some more tests and scans in the next few days to understand the extent of the injury. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. Because to be fair, when he did come off, one thing I'll give him, we looked a lot different.
Yeah, look, I think it was the game kind of moved into a bit more of a defensive one. But I do think that, you know, not having that outlet and not having somebody kind of who can stretch the pitch like that definitely did impact the game. Look, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm more than happy to just string these types of performances together, bro. I think, honestly, I get more enjoyment out of blocked shots now than I do goals we score. You know what I'm saying? You know, it gets to the point where these stats start coming out, but it's like, yeah, Arsenal haven't faced a shot and blah 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 blah. Now it's like you're praying, bro, that the shot doesn't even make it to the goal. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I'm watching all the Chelsea guys start. Now the Chelsea guys have started coming out. Yeah, I'm seeing John Terry coming out. I'm seeing Joe Cole coming out. I'm seeing people saying, "Oh yeah, Ida Gudjonsen was on the one of the Premier League broadcasts over the weekend, and they were asking about that 15-goal record." I personally think it all depends on, because I, to the best of my memory, I don't think Chelsea were in like that many competitions super deep that season. I might be wrong. Maybe they went all the way in the Carling Cup, whatever. But like they could fully lock in on the league. Whereas I think this record all depends on how far we go in the other competitions. Because in terms of like defensive depth, I think we're deeper than them. Like in terms of like how far down I'm willing to place my trust in the players. Like Ben White, you know, Calafiori, Hincapi, all these guys, bro. Like it's just and they all seem to have. Because I was watching one of the interviews and they were like, "Oh yeah, Gabriel's like, yeah, bro." Saliba was saying, "Yeah, bro, this guy, like the hunger he has for clean sheets is like, forget about the goals, forget about anything else. This guy doesn't want people to be able to shoot on the goal. He's willing to like jump in front of the bullet, Bruno Mars catch a grenade for you type shit."
You can tell, yeah.
Like when you start reading that kind of stuff, you're like, you know what, man? And you know Arteta and how he like feeds off these kind of media narratives to try and create like that siege mentality. So you definitely know, bruv, that they've got that circled somewhere, and they know how many goals they can afford to concede, and they know how to all the rest.
Basically, I saw the stat. Chelsea. So next game, if we keep a clean sheet, we'll be tied with them because it took them in 11 games, they'd only conceded 3 goals, and we're in 10 games and 3 goals. So we need to keep a clean sheet at Sunderland next week, and we're neck and neck with them.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction, man. I think Granit Xhaka is going to score against us.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that's kind of destined to happen.
Bro, Sunderland away is not easy this season as well, man. They're up there for a reason.
They're up there for a reason, man. But like, I honestly like, man, maybe it's just the fan in me, but I just feel like there's just a clear difference at the moment between how we're operating and everyone else.
Hopefully,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I look at everyone else and I think like everyone else has got. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like, if we win the season, I don't think it'll be like a cakewalk. Wow. Don't get me wrong, but actually, no, maybe I do think it'll be a cakewalk. Maybe I do, bro. I don't know. But like everyone else, there's clear chinks in their armor. We're still trying to work out what the chinks are. So far, we've lost one game for a worldie in the 90th minute.
Yeah, bro. For me, it's just I just need it doesn't even need to be the whole team needs to be fit, but like the majority of it being fit. Like we have some big hitters, and like I know we've taken the piss out of him in the past, but like Kai Havertz coming back is big because you get to rotate with Gyökeres, and these injuries like these don't come about. So we have 2 fit guys. Right now, we only have 1 actual striker. So
see, for me, like when we're talking about stuff like the injury aspect of it, like I think last season when people were doing a lot of analytics on Arsenal and where it all fell apart, you looked at the early part of the season and there was just such crazy usage, like in terms of like minutes on all of our key players. I think this season, having these kind of people come back like box fresh in the new year and sort of in and around that Christmas period will give them both enough games to be able to get that match fitness. Like they just announced 23rd of December is going to be where the Carabao Cup semi-final is going to be played. Carabao Cup semi-final is still quite a way away. You know, we're looking at probably, you know, the best part of 2 months. We'll have some guys back by then. You know, we'll have Odegaard back by then. Hopefully we'll have Havertz back by then. Jesus will be kind of in and around the first team. And these guys will be all like out the box, like have at it. So I think now it's just about getting like, I think genuinely, the what's been crazy this season. Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, man, but the international breaks have come at perfect times.
Yeah. Bro, right? I was thinking about the Gyökeres thing, even that right now. It's like, we need to do somehow, some way, just get the 3 points against Sunderland. And then Gyökeres doesn't need to go to Sweden. Everyone needs to just chill out.
Chill out, everyone. Relax.
And then we go again. We've got Tottenham at home when we get back.
Relax. Especially if your country is qualified for the World Cup and stuff. I'm not sure. I think Sweden might be in like a playoff situation.
They're out, aren't they?
Are they out?
I think they didn't even make it to the playoff. They had a stinker, bro.
I know they had a stinker, but I think with the stinker left them with like no room for error. I think now it's like put up or shut up time. Let me have a look, actually.
Well, they're pissed because Isak's injured. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be back.
I'm sorry. I stand very corrected here. They are 4th in their group, and they have 1 point. So I don't think they're going to El Mundial.
Yeah. Bro, they sacked their manager for that reason, innit? They sacked him and they brought in Potter.
Oh, yeah. Who started speaking fluent Swedish, which shouldn't surprise me considering he spent that much time in Sweden, but still.
Literally.
Yeah, man. So yeah, obviously Sunderland up next. You know, we pray for a result there, but let's wait and see what happens there. Next game I want to discuss, probably for me, if we're putting our neutral hat on, was it the most entertaining game of the week?
What, the Liverpool game?
I want to say the Liverpool game was probably the most entertaining game of the weekend, man. What do you think?
I think for the most, I think you're right. I think the first half was very good. Like it was quite good. The second half was tailed off quite a bit, but Villa came out on smoke, which was so jarring, bro. Because they hit the post early, then they kept doing it, bro. This is why, bro. You see this. You see Villa. I don't watch them a lot, but every time I watch them, I remember why I hated this brother at my club. Yeah, Unai Emery. I think he's a good coach. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, but bro, like his in-game management, it just reminded me, bro. Everyone and their mums were playing long balls against flipping Liverpool this season and winning. The manager literally said, "We don't like long throws and we don't like fucking long balls." What does this guy do? He plays out the back. He goes to Anfield and he plays out the back, and he sees it's shaky from the jump. Martinez passed the ball away before that goal, by the way, before he made that mistake. Pau Torres was playing usually quite good on the ball, but he was playing shit out the back, yeah? And Liverpool were pressing well. That's like one of their strengths. If you want to play out the back against them, they got Szoboszlai, who's like an insane presser of the ball, non-stop. Gravenberch was pushing up high. Bro, just go long. Why are you doing this, bro? And then they concede, and it's like, bro, I was just looking at him and his stupid little gestures on the flipping side. I was going to kill him. I'm like, bro, why would you do that, bro? Like, why would you? You've seen 7 games they've lost this season. Everyone's gone long, and you want to go the other way, bro. It doesn't make sense.
Well, look, I mean, we're gonna. Oh, actually, for the fans who are complaining about how late we put these up, we're now changing our schedule to record on Sundays. So I was going to say, actually, I completely agree with all your points in terms of Unai Emery just trying to, out tactic, he just big brained it, bruv, to be quite frank with you. And somebody shared with me the stats from that famous Watford game at Vicarage Road that Watford finished with 35 shots. And I just had flashbacks when I was watching that game. I was like, bruv, okay, for Villa, yeah, fair enough. He got them to Champions League. Like he's changed their lives. Mm-hmm. I get why they love him. He's managed to keep a lot of the stars at the club. He managed to get some investment before the summer in, all the rest of it. But sometimes, when you think about, and this is what happens to football fans so often. It happened to Nottingham Forest just a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. Like people get used to where they're at very, very quickly, and they automatically want to carry on pushing up. Nobody wants to be like, oh my god, we made a Champions League. Just try and stay around this space.
Do it again.
People are already thinking, well, where's next? Newcastle fans are starting to feel the same way about Eddie Howe. I thought they should have moved on from him season before last when he missed out on the Champions League, by the way. Like, they had a great squad. Things were bubbling nicely. Like, okay, great. You made one Champions League. You missed out on the next one. There's too many games, blah, blah, get rid of him. But a couple more results. It's been a shaky start to the season. And maybe they'll start to ask some questions about Mr. Emery and what next, especially when the ready-made replacement, everyone is waiting now. Who's going to be the guy who makes the big offer for Iraola? Who's going to be the guy who takes him? Now, speaking of that, obviously Iraola was up against Manchester City this weekend in the Sunday evening kickoff. Boots, you managed to catch any of that one?
I watched a bit of it in the gym. I watched the second half of it at the gym. Bro, I think obviously the main guy is always Haaland. Just fake, bro. Just some robot. I like his celebration as well. It's kind of sick because it goes with, yeah. But Shirky was actually pretty good, man. I can't lie. Like, he's super automatic. Like, he's super automatic. Like, every time I've seen him this season, it's like small cameos early in the season, bro. He just plays the pass. Like, he doesn't big brain it. He just plays the pass to Haaland straight, and Haaland's onto it. I think Iraola, by the way, he had a stinker because he went to Man City and played the highest line with some Senesi, bro, against Haaland. And for the first goal, you can see him chasing Haaland, and he just dying. Like, you're always gonna lose doing that. He changed it, but it was too late. They scored they were 3 up at that point. City they won, but they still didn't look wow, if I'm honest. Like, they were good. They done what they had to do,
I mean, I want to ask you a little side note question. I know you mentioned Goalbot there, but it has like maybe R9, but has there ever been a striker yet in your lifetime that you've watched where the second he gets through in a certain position, you know, with like 100% certainty that it's going to be a goal?
You know what? Yeah, I think. Do you know what? It's more than him. The inevitability of him finishing that chance. It's just the volume of chances that he has, because he does miss. Like, if you see his conversion rate, it's not great. But obviously, that's because he has so many chances, and only he will have that many chances, because you will never see a guy that strong, like that big and that fast playing up top. It's like the most insane combination. Like, even our centre backs, where we have a 6'4" and a 6'3" juggernauts at the back, and they're like probably the best in the world, and they struggle with this guy, bro. He
scores every game against us.
It's like and when he gets a bit of momentum, it's like a freight train. Like, you can't stop him. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, no, I don't, bro. There's the goal scoring. I've never ever seen anything like. Obviously, the two freaks, you put them to the side. But in terms of, if he can be in and around.
He's chatting numbers wise.
Literally, like, bro, it's crazy, man. And yeah, bro, he's the only.
It's crazy. I feel like we're in a title charge. Sorry to interrupt you, but I feel like we're in a title charge with one man.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Anyways, you literally took
yeah.
This guy just needs to piss off so we can just have a rosy fucking towel charge. This guy is literally so jarring, bro. Because every week, I don't think, can Man City win? Can Man City lose or not? I think, bro, someone stop Haaland from scoring. Because, bro, their second top scorer has own goals with 2 goals this year.
Yeah.
And it's that Esteve guy, the centre-back that plays for Burnley. Bro, it's insane. He just needs to cut. Just let us win this fucking league and go do up Vampire or whatever he is, Joker, bro.
All right, I want listen. Okay, I want to give you some news. Not some news. Just talk to you about the upcoming fixtures. So obviously, Arsenal have Slavia Prague and then Sunderland, right? Man City have Dortmund. Liverpool have Real Madrid, and then at the weekend they play each other, right? I just want to get your thoughts in terms of like those fixtures for both teams, not Arsenal, but for City and for Liverpool. Obviously, I feel like we don't have the stats on this, but I feel like Liverpool play Madrid every season, and City play Dortmund every season. Am I dreaming of that, or does that happen every single year?
Most seasons, yeah, you're right.
How do you see the games panning out? Obviously, we've got Trent's return. We don't know if he's going to be on the bench or not. Do you think obviously right now it's a straight shootout between Haaland and Mbappe for the current best player in the world? You obviously edge towards Mbappe.
You got to put Harry Kane in just because.
Yeah, of course.
He's doing insane things, but yeah, bro, those two are it should have always been these two. They were the next up. Like, it should have been a shoot. Obviously, Haaland took a little break out last year because City were garbage. Mbappe as well. He was just like, obviously, first year, and he didn't know what he was playing on the up top left. Madrid in general were just not great last year. But yeah, man, bro, I think these two players, in my opinion, for different reasons, are the 2 best players in the world. Obviously, Yamal's in the background, still a super young kid, and I don't hate on anyone that thinks he's already the best player in the world because he's that level of talent. But in terms of the people that are performing this season and who's doing it game in, game out, it's got to be those 2 at the forefront. Bro, it's a straight. I would love it if them 2 went up against each other in the champ somehow, some way in terms of a knockout game. But yeah, bro, the thing is with Madrid, talking about those fixtures, Madrid and Liverpool, Madrid, even though they're like, I think they're like 8 points clear in their league, but they haven't been like super convincing because even some of their fans there's been murmurs around Alonso, his style, XYZ. They've had some struggles. They got beat by Atleti 5-2 at a point. The game you watched actually, and then Liverpool, obviously, bro. I don't know, but if I had to pick one because of the Mbappe element. I'm going Real Madrid, and I think Trent is gonna come on somehow, some way, whether it's off the bench or not. I think he's gonna hurt them.
Interesting. And just to get your prediction, obviously, we'll obviously review the game on Sunday when it happens. But how do you see the City versus Liverpool match happening? Obviously, it's going to be played at the Etihad.
Yeah.
Liverpool don't have an amazing record there. Okay, I want to ask you two questions. How do you think it's going to go? And also, like, what is your ideal result? Is it a draw? Do you want one team to be knocked out? Like, how do you see it?
If I'm honest, if I had to pick a winner, that's a tough one. If I had to pick a winner, I'd go Liverpool, but that's just like 51%, because I still see them. My fear is Liverpool click somewhere, and then they're just going to be jarring. But yeah, my ideal result would be a draw, and what I think is going to happen is City's going to win, because what I've realized this season is Liverpool away from home are not great. Yeah, and they typically don't do well at Etihad anyways. And City aren't great away from home, but at home they're very good. They're quite good. So
fortress, absolute fortress.
Yeah,
man. I mean, I'm trying to think. I probably would prefer Liverpool to win, simply because I think obviously we've got them at home, and I want it back in blood.
Yeah, same.
Whereas obviously we're playing City at the Etihad, and just a little momentum shift. Little momentum shift. Let everyone just take points off each other here and there. Obviously a draw would be ideal, but also at the same time, City need a little bit of pegging back as well.
If they get a draw, though, I think we'll be like 8 points ahead of City, and we'll be.
You know what? Yeah, obviously then, yeah. We win.
9 or 10 ahead of Liverpool, so it would be perfect, to be honest.
Yeah. True say. Moving swiftly on. Actually, you know what? This is a complete side note, totally unrelated to what we're talking about. But do you know how Lamine Yamal got diagnosed with Pugella, whatever it's called?
Yeah, you know who else got it? That kid that they signed, Real Madrid signed.
Masuando.
Yeah.
Whatever his name is. And then now Fabrizio Romano just announced that Nico Williams has also got it as well.
What is that, bro? What is this around your knee?
No, it's like I think it's like some sort of pubic bone problems or something. There's a lot of obviously salacious rumors going on about Yamal that we, for legal purposes, we cannot address here. Obviously, some people were speculating that his nighttime activities could have led to some interesting dilemmas.
Do you see he broke up with his missus? He announced it the other day. The Argentinian woman. I think she's like.
I honestly felt like she was on the Florentino Perez payroll. I wouldn't put it past him, bro. He is the mastermind. He's the chief orchestrator of that league. So I don't know if maybe she got the payoff and she dipped. But bro, you know what it is about that guy? I like him, obviously on the pitch, but man, I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like he's not raised like to handle what he's currently getting, and I feel like that's a terrible thing for a young guy to not have the reins put in, because you see a lot of guys, especially nowadays, their level of professionalism is through the roof.
100.
Really and truly, bro. You got 20 years to do this, and then you can go party for the rest of your life in Ibiza, and nobody will bother you.
But the thing is, bro, when you look at his dad's, bro, it's like him, bro. You think he's a 15-year-old, the way he dresses, the way he acts, the way he talks. So what do you expect, bro? If his dad's
I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the ones where, like a classic case of the Ronaldinhos, where it's like, look, he just plays with a smile on his face. Let's just enjoy it for however long it lasts. We're probably not going to see the CR7 level of dedication to the craft. But it is what it is. We gotta just
enjoy it.
Let's just enjoy the ride for what it is. What else? What else happened? That was
we gotta talk about Bellingham, man. Listen, I saw you made a TikTok. We accept you, and Bellingham Nation's accepting. We're accepting all comers now. The gates are open. We get it last year, and then we're hating on my guy. Yeah. Once upon a time, I used to be that guy as well, but I saw the light a bit earlier. Bro, this guy, he can do it all, man. Bro, that goal against Valencia on the weekend was cold. The way he takes it on the left, skips past the guy, and whips it bottom bins. I'm like, wow, man, this guy. And the worst thing is, how old is this guy? He's at 21, 22?
Yeah.
He's him, man.
You know what? You know what it is? Yeah, there was a lot of things that I got into a debate with Baz about it. Like, I started to deep. I was like, man, like, why do they hate this guy so much? Like the media trying to destroy this guy.
Bro,
obviously, there's the classic.
I'm not even gonna say. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm not even. I don't want to do the cliche like thing in it. I swear I don't. Yeah, but it's facts. Yeah, he's like a black guy. He's got a big move early doors. He was acting like in a brash way in terms of his ego was loud and he's like proper confident in himself, and people just don't like that, bro. Do you get it? Like people feel like some people feel like you have to earn your stripes before you can act a certain type of way. But bro, this kid knows he's him, and his foot, bro. First of all, yeah, he's at Dortmund. Yeah, he nearly wins them the league. Yeah, if he didn't get injured that year that they bottled it on the final day, they were winning the league. Yeah, and he was playing with a bunch of bums that he plays with in training, game in, game out. He knows they know his levels, and he knows they're not levels. Yeah, so he can chat to them the way he wants to because he's literally carrying them to that league title. Number one. Number two, he gets a move at like 21, 20 to Real Madrid for 100 M's, and he gets the Zidane's number 5, bruv. Like, and then not only does he get all this thing, he starts like a house on fire, bruv. Like he's flipping, banging goals left, right, and center, injury time winners, boom, boom, gaming week in, week out. He wraps the league up for them in fucking, I don't know, like March or some shit. Then he goes and wins the Champions League, bro. Obviously, he's gonna think
he's scoring Vikings in the Euros, and he's leading the England team to the final.
Bro, like, what do you want? He's a kid. He's 21, and he's literally, bro. Was Messi and Ronaldo? I don't know about Messi, but were they doing this like in terms of at this level of stage?
I think
Messi was fair enough, but Messi's Messi, innit? And
yeah, you can't compare anybody to Messi, yeah.
But bro, like even Ronaldo wasn't doing this at 20, like 21. Was he moving like that? Obviously, I'm not saying he'll get to Ronaldo levels, but I'm saying he's 21, and most players at this age are not hitting them heights. Do you get it?
You know what it is, bro? I was watching there was beIN Sports. Obviously, the dinosaurs were talking, and they were like, "There's no questioning his talent, but his attitude is all wrong." And I was like,
"That's so dumb."
Like, is there any genuine reason, like on what's wrong with his attitude? Because like he runs his ass off every game. He played through that shoulder injury for months, like a shoulder injury that required surgery. Mm-hmm. Team player, and like he like clearly leads by example. But you know, once you deep it, the same thing with Rashford and so many other players that came before him. He's a black guy with a competitive streak and a very high level of self-confidence, and that's a big no-no in the UK. The guys here like Bukayo Saka, bruv.
Nah, do you know what it is? The Rashford, I can get it because off the pitch and on the pitch, he wasn't doing like at United in the last couple of years. He was walking around, moping around, bumming it out.
What I'm saying is, bro, there was like articles even last week saying Barca aren't happy with Marcus Rashford, and they might be sending him home, bro.
Yeah,
and
that's just stupid.
He currently leads the club in GA.
But bro, the attitude thing about Bellingham, yeah, you can tell he physically hates losing, bro. He can't fathom it, bro. Remember when we played them in the last year when we beat them, yeah? Bro,
he was wigging out.
He was flipping rattled, yeah. In the first leg, he was so heated that Rice smacked them too. He at the end of the game, if you remember, the England boys went to shake his hand. He just brushed past them, like whatever, like just gave like some flailing handshake. And then the second leg, he was just smoking all of our players because he was rattled, bro. He hates losing. And bro, the worst thing in sports, yeah, is someone that tells you, oh, that guy, he's such a good loser. Bro, I don't want a good loser on my team. That means he's a shit player, bro. I don't want this guy. You want a guy that fucking just goes crazy when he's losing, bro. He gets rattled.
I totally agree with you on that. I think, look, I mean, I think the whole fake sportsmanship stuff that the UK, the establishment in the UK clearly loves, is not what sport is about, bro. They say, oh yeah, no, you've got to be a gentleman when you lose. You've got to be well, you've got to set a good example for the kids, mate. And the example for the kids, in my opinion, is don't accept losing. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
I want to cover one last game before we call it.
Yeah.
And that is the London Stadium rout. West Ham 3, Newcastle 1. There's a guy, I think this is a very, very nice little segue, not to make it too politically or charged. We live in a very, politically, racially charged time as it is. But if we talk about one guy getting flack for his attitude, another guy I think deserves to get a bit of critique for his attitude. And he's currently on a 19-game streak without a goal. That's Mr. Anthony Gordon of Newcastle. He was diabolical, bro. He was diabolical in that game, bro. I don't know if you saw any of it. I watched the game.
I watched it,
I think I said it earlier on. I'll say it again. They got to get rid of Eddie Howe, man. What do you think?
I think, bro. Look, the thing is, I don't think Eddie Howe is gonna win them a league title. Don't get me wrong, yeah. I don't think he's that level of manager. I think he's proven he's a top. Like, he can get your team into the top 4. But the problem with Newcastle that they have is that they are a club that when they get into the Champions League or any type of European competition, they don't have the squad depth. They tried to do it this year, but it doesn't work out. And this year they've just been awful away from home. Away from home, they've been the St. James's Park form is the thing that's literally kept them in 13th with 12 points. But bro, I'm not against it. Like, I'm not against the notion that he needs to go. I also think their forwards in general. I like Anthony Gordon. Don't get me wrong. I actually rate him, and I like I've said in the summer before, I wanted him at Arsenal for the right price. Maybe I overrate him a bit by the looks of it, because 19 games without, was it a goal or was it a GA in general? Whatever it is, it's bad, bro. That's bad. And Newcastle getting punched up by West Ham is ridiculous because they got bodied. And Paqueta was balling, by the way. He was so cold in that game. I was like, wow, this kid, well, not kid anymore, but this guy, he needs to leave that. But him and Bowen are too good for.
I think there's rumors that he wants out. Obviously, we'll see how things pan out until the January window with Spurs, with the West Ham's form. But I wanted to just kind of stick on that point because obviously you mentioned squad depth there, bro. I mentioned it a little bit earlier on with Spurs' forward signings, but 50 million Elanga.
Yeah,
I knew it was a stinker from the second I saw the Orna bomb. And then, how much was it? I think it might have been 50 million for Wissa as well.
It was 55 for Elanga and 50 for Wissa, who had 6 months left.
So Wissa had 6 months left. Well, before they had a season left, but they could sign him on a free in January. Yeah. And then he gets injured, right? I don't think he's played yet for them.
No, he hasn't.
And then he's going to AFCON in January.
Oh god, it's so bad. I want their business.
That's Isak money, bro. So I don't want to hear anything about squad depth, bro, because bro, they have absolutely pissed that money away.
Yeah, they've had a stinker.
That's what I'm saying, bro. The reason why they got rid of him at Bournemouth is because apparently the guy who was doing the transfers at Bournemouth was his brother-in-law. Yeah, and when you see how quickly under Areola and even Gaz O'Neill, they managed to get the right players on board. You look at the defense they just sold, and then they're still kind of hooping. Yeah, bro. a huge part of any manager's job, bro, is bringing the right personnel in through the door. And bro, this guy is horrific when it comes to making signings, bro. You've already benched Elanga for Jacob Ramsey. I think it's Jacob. Who's it, bro? Something Jacob Murphy.
Murphy. Yeah,
Jacob Murphy. Murphy's back after he spent 50 M's. And my man's not. They could have signed him for free, but they pissed away 50 million, bro, on a 29-year-old who's out of contract in a year.
Yeah, that's
so
ridiculous.
For me, bro, you have to look at that as, you know, as deep as the PIF pockets are, bro. You don't. Nobody wants to just no. This is a worse investment than Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, bro.
That's the only thing is, you have to remember, yeah, bro. They got turned down by anyone and everybody this summer. Like all their players, João Pedro, Mbuemo, like all of these guys, Sesko. Remember how many strikers they went in for before they went to Multimada? What's that?
Bro,
sorry, go on.
I personally think, bro, genuinely, for an international, like, European level talent, yeah, I genuinely think, yeah, just the same way as people say, oh yeah, I had one conversation with Arteta and I decided I'm coming to Arsenal. I honestly feel like they speak to this brother and they hear what he's talking about and they go, you know what, bruv? This ain't it, bruv. This is not it.
Yeah, that's true.
Not only do I have to live in Newcastle, bruv, but I got to see this brother every single day and listen to that juice next to him as well, and piss my career down the drain. It's all well and good, yeah. Alan Shearer DMing you on Instagram saying "How are the lads" and thank you for coming and shit.
But Alan Shearer didn't even have a pool like that. He ain't no Henri. Let's be real,
bro. Yeah, bro. Listen, man. Nobody comes into the ground and go, you know what, man? I can't believe it. Fucking Alan Shearer sent me a video saying congratulations, welcome to Newcastle, bro. Yeah. I know he's got the record Premier League's goals and all that kind of shit, but brother, come on, man.
No sauce.
No sauce. And I like Shearer, bro, to an extent. Yeah, but bro, it's just not. It's not the plan. They need to get a guy that people are excited to come and play for. And I think that's going to make a big difference. That's why I was always calling for, and I know you disagree with me, and I know you think he's washed.
Mourinho,
man. I think Mourinho, if anything, would give that club some aura. And there's a story there as well. They got a statue of Sir Bobby Robson, the guy who gave him his big break. He talks about how much he loves Bobby Robson. He's not going to want to let these guys down. He's got the cachet to bring in international superstars. He'll be able to raid the continent of Africa and bring in all these guys to try and help solve the situation. I think he's the guy, bro. And honestly, the stories of him being washed are slightly exaggerated, especially after we found out that half of Turkey is on Betfred. You know what I'm saying? I know the lira was going down the drain, bro, but I don't expect the referee I don't expect the referee who's currently reffing the match to be putting my name in an ACCA, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's all a bloody game plan, bro.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, man. Look, I think someone of that caliber. I think second season when Flick eventually gets fired from Barcelona, make a play for him, some entertainment, some pizzazz.
Yeah,
bro, what's killing them, and this is the last point I'll say, but what's killing them is that they've built their entire game plan on being thugs, and they've realized that has a upper ceiling.
No, it's true.
To eventually get to the next level, you have to actually play good football, bro. You can't have Joe Ellington, bro, scissor challenging people at the hip.
It's true, bro. They're actually the worst team to play against, especially at St. James's Park.
Thugs, when you go to St. James's, guys, man.
Yeah, it's so bad, bro.
Absolute thugs. I pray for their demise. I'm not rooting for them. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy what's going down. I hope it gets worse, bro. All those Geordies dressed like sheikhs in the stands with the Saudi flag. Get out of Dodge, bro. You know what I'm saying? Guys,
no, it's fat.
Them guys. Cool. Well, look, I mean, I think we'll wrap things up there. Quite frankly, I feel like the show ran much smoother without those other bozos. So we'll have to have a think about whether or not they come back on board. But let us know what you thought about the show in the comments below. Let us know if there's any other topics you want us to cover. To be honest with you, I feel like we cover our best debates in the WhatsApp group chat, and that's something that we might need to change, bro. Yeah. We have day-long arguments that pull us all on the brink of just shutting it down. But maybe we'll, if there's a topic you guys want us to answer, or if you guys want something for us to debate, then pop it in the comments down below. and we'll get to work. But yeah, new times on Sunday. We'll be dropping an episode Sunday or Monday. We'll figure that out. But yeah, new times loading, and keep it locked on Gabos.
Peace.